Hi Shreya, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. Yes, so just now resigned like a few days back. So now it's time for just relaxation and getting prepared for the year ahead. Yes.
Right, yeah, less than or rather just about a month to join. So which campus are you
Yes,
joining?
yes. So I'm joining in the Mohali campus of ISB.
Okay, awesome. So
Yeah.
let us begin by understanding what have you done till now? What has your how has your career been so far, and your
hmm
of course academic and professional profile.
Yeah. So I actually had done my graduation from Jadavpur University in Calcutta in computer science engineering, following which I joined as a founding member in a fintech startup.
Okay,
I spent there a good amount of around 3.5 years. So kind of, envisioning the product from day one to kind of making it ready for the public audience is like that has been my journey in my first company. So yes, so I was there working for around 3.5 years, following which I switched my city and my job and I joined as a software engineer in Shuttle. Shuttle is
right.
again into transportation space where they kind of provide office to home and home to office transportation services. So I was there around 1.4 years, and after which ISB happened. So I'll be joining ISB. So professionally, this has been my journey. And personally, academic wise, I just done my bachelor's of engineering from JU. Yes.
Right. So primarily you work with startups in an IT-oriented profile.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Absolutely. So I had a computer science profile. So I kind of stuck in working in computer science engineering only, and hence I took up more product engineering based roles. So in both my companies, I was working as a software engineer.
Right, makes sense. So of course, over 4 years of experience in IT, no MNC experience, a GMAT score that was
Hmm.
kind of well below the class average. So ISB must have liked your
Mm-hmm.
application really well to invite you for the interview. What do you think was your core focus while you were developing the application? What was your application strategy?
Yeah, so when I started building my application, the first thing when my GMAT score was 690, and the first thing that I did was, so the company I was working with was Shuttle, and Shuttle has this cohort of ISB people in the business section, in the product section. You get, even the founder is an ISB alum.
Right.
So I was very fortunate enough to interact with them a lot. So I had an interaction with one of the product manager who was an ISB alum, and he kind of pushed me to put my profile forward because he was saying that just the score wouldn't be the penultimate decision making point. You also have a good academic profile, and I was also into teaching and volunteering, so that was also my profile part. And apart from that, since I was working with startups, I had actually contributed a lot beyond my work scope. So he also was adamant on kind of showing up that side of me. So yes, so these were the two major things that were in my mind. That one is showing my work, which was beyond just the role that was asked of me. So that was one. Another was I was into co-curricular activities. I was into teaching. I was into volunteering. So that was another part. So with that, those things in mind, I kind of jotted down the points for me, and thereafter started the application process.
Right. So when you say you tried to kind of build in several elements from your work in the application. So what were the kind of
Mm-hmm.
things you
Mm-hmm.
touched upon? What were the kind of things you focused on beyond the technical part or technical contribution you had in your organization? Especially given that
Mm-hmm.
it was a startup, I would imagine there was a lot of scope to contribute. So what kind of
Right.
things you focused on?
Right. So again, I was very fortunate in the first company that I was working in, since I was a founding member, and we were like around 7, 8 people who started off the company. So when the product was ready and to go to the market, strategy was designed by me. So what are the sectors that we will? So we ours was a fintech company. We were building a payment gateway application. So my work was not only around coding and doing the software engineer stuffs alone. So I was also there designing the go-to-market strategy, how to kind of divide the sectors and kind of approach them. I was even into direct, interaction with all our clients, like prospective merchants. So this was one of the things that hit me quite easily. And in Shuttle, I was working in the research and development team. So any new idea that came up from the business used to come directly to us. Rather, when I joined, I was the only member in the team, so it used to come to me. So from that verge, I got a lot of exposure. May not be entire exposure of how the business works, but yes, getting that interaction done helped me kind of build my profile more in more of a stronger direction, because overall technical capability is something which is already expected of me. So going beyond that scope and contributing in the other areas that could overall impact the organization is, I think, which was a part of my profile. And overall, in my previous company, I was also included in the recruitment drives. So kind of filtering the profiles, making, list of prospective people who will interview with us was also part of my scope of work. So yes, so I had diversified kind of work in both my companies, and kind of I used those to reflect my personality, both professionally as well as how it has helped me grow personally. So I kind of focused on these areas. Yes.
Right. So I think the two things that you are trying to present here is, one, the fact that you were able to connect with and work with a lot of ISB alumni that gave you good insights
Absolutely.
on what ISB is all about, and also encouraged you to go ahead with your application despite a low GMAT. Whereas
Yes,
the other part
absolutely.
is showcasing the range of things that you did in your organization and the business exposure that you were able to gather.
Absolutely, yes.
Great. And obviously you were doing well in your job, you were growing pretty good. So, and I also see that you are now leaving, or you've already left a well-paying job, a salary that's kind of pretty close to the ISB post-MBA average salary. So, so what's your motivation to pursue an MBA at this point?
So, one thing that always hit me since the last 1 year is I need to move to product. So far I was in the tech domain, and journeying my way to product is not easy. So not that ISB was the first thing that hit my mind. The first thing was making a job switch and kind of a career switch thereafter. So I have reflected this in my essay as well, that I had applied close to 50 companies to kind of help me push to kind of move to the product side. But everyone was of this opinion that either you need an experience in the product domain or you need an MBA. Now, experience in the product domain is something which is not in my hand right now, but getting an MBA surely is in my hand. So I started preparation for my GMAT. I went through the studies of, and I didn't want to leave India. So ISB is the only option that I had. Like, it's one of the best colleges. So I kind of went through the ISB profiles, that how have people kind of journeyed and moved to their desired careers, especially into product management. And I found a fair bit of numbers that ISB can talk for. Like, even my few of my seniors is also, like, one is working as a product manager in Amazon, one is working in Microsoft. So I'd seen that these people had actually made their dreams true through a MBA journey. And already I had around 4.5 years of experience, and I didn't want to kind of waste any more time. So I wanted to move to product. That was fixed. So I started preparing, and now the story is like I'm joining ISB. So the product, moving my career from tech to product, was the main motivation point for me.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense, because a salary to salary comparison may not be the best way to look at it. But then if ISB is helping you get where you really want to get into, of course, salaries will increase. And also we may be able to look at the higher end of the spectrum, need not always take or peg it to the average salary.
Absolutely, yes. I think most importantly, those people who what I feel, I've talked with so many of my peers now. What I feel is ISB joining is not because they want to have their salary hike. It's more importantly, they want to move to a particular spectrum of their career. So one wants to move from tech to product, some wants to move from product to consultancy. So everyone has got a very clear mind of why are they doing the MBA, and they feel that on that journey, they will eventually also increase their salaries, because you're doing what you love, and eventually you will make whatever you want to make for yourself. So I think that is also a big motivation point that should be in the mind of people who are applying.
Right, that makes a lot of sense, and very mature thought, I would say, because most of the candidates, they do look at the ROI, and they want to look at the ROI because ISB is, or any MBA program for that matter, is not a matter of a few lakhs. That's quite some investment.
Absolutely.
But then it's not just about the quantifiable ROI. The quality and the career that you are able to move into is also important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree to this.
Great. And so, of course, given your profile, which was primarily around IT, what do you think were the key areas of discussion during your ISB interview? How do you think the interviewers were, what are the kind of things the interviewers were trying to assess, and how was your experience overall?
So my interview was I think very interactive. So as soon as I entered, you have your typical questions in mind, like tell me something about yourself, and you're already rehearsed that almost 1,000 times in your head while you're going to the interview location. But for me, it was very amazing. Like, so as soon as I stepped in, they just looked into my profile, and every question that was asked in around 20 to 25 minutes of the interview time was around whatever I've written. So it was around my essays that I've written. It was around the things that I've showed beyond my works, as I was saying in the first point, that I had contributed in the several other pillars of the organization as well. So they were more focused on understanding what exactly have I done and how did it impact overall. They also focused a lot of situation-based questions. Like I had mentioned somewhere that I had led a team of a few people who were actually older than me. They were more experienced. They had senior profiles, but I was managing them. So they had questions regarding whether there were any conflicts or not, how to resolve it, how were the conversations going on. So everything that I had written, everything was asked on and around that. And I think overall the interview was very interactive, and I could actually see that they are interested to know more. So I was kind of, I have a tendency to speak a lot. So I was told by my friends, like, you should gauge like whatever they want to say, and then, seeing the reaction, you should speak. But I think the interview went like really good. So I had very positive hopes after the interview, since everything was around my experience. So I could speak a lot about it.
Right. And a lot of candidates are concerned that it is a very grilling interview. They kind of try to stress you. Did you feel anything that they were trying to do that, or did you feel that it was more around a conversation to actually understand you?
So for me, yes, as usual, a few of my friends who were also ISB alums did tell me that few of them had faced grilling interviews, but absolutely was not the case for me. I think I was very fortunate, I would say, that it was absolutely not a grilling interview. It was, everything was around whatever I've written. So I think what I could understand, looking at their side, I think they were trying to get those justifications that I've written, because in an essay, in those fixed words, it's tough to kind of give you instances. So they were basically looking out for instances and examples to kind of prove or to kind of see the justification that I can give for whatever I've written. So everything revolved around my experience and whatever I have done and how did it impact. So for me, it was absolutely not grilling, and it was more on the things that I've written. So I feel whatever you're writing, you should be absolutely 100% confident about it, and you should be able to speak on any point that's picked up from there.
Right. So what I hear is one, of course, because it was all about your interview, all about your experience, and you had actually done things. You did not feel stressed because you were happy to talk about this. And
absolutely,
when you touch upon the right range of things, there is good content to be discussed, which does not make the, I mean, for the interviewers, it's important to assess if you've really done things, and as long as one is able to justify that, it's not a problem.
Absolutely. They will be only judging you on what you've written and how you have impacted the overall. So they are very interested in your professional experiences, how have you impacted. And mine was not an MNC one, it was all about startups. So kind of I had a lot of stories to share on the way. So yes.
Right. So of course, with the interview invite and the admit, it's proven again that GMAT is not the deciding factor. But we do see a lot of applicants fretting a lot over the GMAT score, whereas your profile an example of how one can get their dream school even with what they call a standard IT profile and not so high GMAT. So what's your advice to
Yes,
candidates who
absolutely.
are looking to apply to ISB or any other top MBA program?
So, as you had already mentioned, that my GMAT score was something which even made me feel that, like, is this the right year? Should I apply this time? But I feel, GMAT score is just one of the component of the entire profile. How well you write your essays, how well your professional experiences are impactful, as well as how your academics were before GMAT. So there is a significant college year. How have you worked there? So every aspect of your present, like of your professional life and your academic life, plays a role. So for me, my academic score for my bachelor's of engineering was pretty good. So that was also a good point. Along with that, my startup experience, working in that not so sure environment and kind of growing from there, that was a positive point for me.
Right.
But yes, what I can say is, like, you should go through your profile, and if you feel you're confident about your profile, GMAT score is just part of it. So I think you should go ahead if you're very confident about your profile.
Right. That goes on to show how much business schools value the quality of your experience and how it
Absolutely.
becomes equally important to be able to communicate it in the right way through the application.
Absolutely, because they're going to read that essay and they're going to, at least for me, I just applied for ISB because I didn't want to go out. So for ISB, I felt that they actually have grilled through they read every word of the essays and every word of whatever I've written. So be very
Right.
confident of what you're writing. Yes.
Awesome. So I see that you have an admit from ISB, and you've been assigned the Mohali campus. Now that's another interesting aspect of ISB. When you apply, of course, you have the option to present what you prefer. But I believe you mentioned that you don't have a preference, and
No, I did
sometimes
not.
even if you mention that your preference is Hyderabad, you may very well get the Mohali campus because they try and
Absolutely.
create the right mix of students in both the campuses. But you having got Mohali, I would imagine you would have similar concerns like most of the candidates. Oh, I got Mohali. Is it good enough? Probably Hyderabad is the main campus. Should I take Mohali? Should I ask for a change of campus? Which are questions we often get. So what was going on
Absolutely.
in your mind when you saw that you've got Mohali, and what was the research you did to understand how good Mohali, or how convinced you are about joining the Mohali campus?
So I think the first good news that I got was when I got my admit mail. I was very less concerned about even reading which campus I got. So the result was like making me too happy anyways. So when I came to know about Mohali campus, the first thing that, as you were speaking, that yes, we do. I can talk about myself. I chose no preference, but yeah, I think like Mohali will that give me that kind of cohort interaction, because it's 300-600 ratio, and other concerns. And Hyderabad is kind of in the IT space. So how will Mohali be able to manage that? And I am coming from an IT space and I want to move to product, right? So provide you a lot of information. You can go through blogs of people who are talking about the campuses. There you can absolutely understand very clearly that ISB absolutely does not differentiate between Mohali and Hyderabad at all. Be it through the professors that come to talk to you, be it through the campus placements, everything is essentially identical. Even you pick up 2 or 3 people from Hyderabad and Mohali, you will get around a same kind of work experience, so that they try to balance and kind of equalize the culture in both the places. Just that the number here is 300 and 600 in Hyderabad and 300 in Mohali. Since the number is less in Mohali, you get to interact a lot. So for me, as I wanted to get a very clear and a very unbiased view, I called up many of the ISB alums, and I think anyone who has got Mohali can interact with any of them through LinkedIn. But I had my very good few friends, I called them up, and they were very assertive about me going to Mohali, because they were like, you will get to interact a lot. There's a lot of unity, because there are 300 people, so you stay very closely.
Right.
So I think these are few of the points that made me trigger that's fine. And even you talk with your peers. As soon as you get admit, there's groups, and you talk with your peers, you get amazed that your cohort is going to be as exciting no matter where it is, be it Hyderabad or Mohali. So my thought tension and my thought came for around a day or two, and it absolutely vanished with the further interactions.
Right. Yeah, that's a very mature way to handle it, because going by what you have heard from random people versus actually researching and finding out and talking to people who have experienced it.
Yes.
And I agree
Absolutely.
that with a smaller campus, with a smaller batch, not necessarily a smaller campus, the scope for interaction is really awesome. The scope to take initiatives is great. Mohali campus,
Yes,
and
exactly.
should be a great
And
experience.
and you will be knowing every person by their name. So that was one of the point my seniors talked to me about. Like in a 600 campus Hyderabad, you actually at the end of the year you still feel that you don't know few of the people, but in Mohali it's going to be very close knit. So that way interactions will be very well organized and very well connected, I would say.
Right, very valid point.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So you haven't admit, I'm sure you've been taking breaks, you've been relaxing, partying, but but how have you used your time since the admit and another month from now? So how are you engaging with the school? How are you engaging with the alumni? You mentioned about the WhatsApp groups that are out there. So what kind of interactions are going on there, or if there is any specific preparation that you are doing to make the best use of your time during your time at ISB? So tell us more about how it's going since you got the admit decision.
So since I got my admit decision, so I got in around November. So I had a lot of time. So overall, work-wise, my pressure got a bit reduced because I reduced it myself, because I knew I had something on my plate from April. But yes, overall, since it's a startup culture, you get to work a lot. What I started doing at my workplace also, I started interacting more with the product culture. So I started talking to them. I came to know about good books that you should read about products. So I started buying them, and still now I'm going through those books, I'm reading them, because I'm coming from this tech space. Trying to journey to a product space will require a little bit of knowledge here and there. So I'm kind of gaining those basic knowledge, nothing hardcore studying and all. And as soon as we got the admits, we had WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups where there are city-wise groups where people meet. I've been to 3 or 4 meetups. It has been amazing to talk with my peers. And overall, in the groups, we have one class of 20 alum with us. So we have any doubt at any point of time, and no matter what question, they're always replying to us. It's so good, and it's so interactive with them. They have also started, creating these webinars where we can where we put up the questions for each club, or maybe some general questions that we have, and we have we have people of class of 2020 kind of addressing them at a proper time almost every day. So it's amazing to see the culture and the way we interact with each other. Like it's been amazing so far. And as there's such diverse people talking, you even get to learn a lot about their backgrounds as well. So while interacting, some people are coming up with coronavirus, so some people are coming up with the bank rate of interest. It's just beautiful. So far it has been a very good experience. And personally, I have started reading more product related books so that I can just get a bit of idea. No study, so I could say, at least I'm not doing that.
Interesting. So of course, that's very smart, because you are looking to get to the product side, preparing yourself, connecting with the right set of people and recruiters, and understanding the market. Of course, ISB will make you study a lot when you're there, so probably keep your mind space free for now, but connect as much as possible.
Yes.
That's a very
absolutely. So even the alum. Yeah, so even the alums, we few people ask that, like, what should we study? What are the pre-study materials? They're like, chill, just relax your minds, go through the things that you interest you. We will be anyways giving you the materials that you need to study, and you have one whole year to study a lot. So you don't have to worry your mind so much at this point of time. And I kind of agree to it. So more you relax, the more you can jump into the next journey very fast.
Perfect. Great. These are some very interesting and insightful points, especially for people who are looking to apply, with a conventional profile, or with a GMAT which they think is not a 740, 750, and still they can get it.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure it will be very motivating to people who are looking to apply in the coming years. But before we wrap up, we'd be glad to hear from you how associating with ISB Mantra helped you streamline your thoughts, refine your answers, and your approach overall.
So I approached ISB Mantra as soon as I got the interview admit. As I was saying, I was a bit skeptical even getting the call, and as soon as I knew that they are overall okay or maybe happy with the essays that I put through, and now I have to give my maybe more than 100% to kind of get the best out of me. So I contacted ISB Mantra, and I had a solid 4 interviews. If I'm not wrong, it was 4 interviews with 4 different sets of people, and each and every interview focused on different areas, and all of them were talking about the things that I've written overall. So I can tell you very honestly that a few of the questions was already heard of. It was that kind of interactive for me. So the ISB Mantra has helped me, no doubt. Like, it has helped me leaps and bounds, because I have not given this kind of managerial based interviews ever. Mine was mainly technical, and so many interviews I've given is always around pen and paper. So kind of talking my way through it. I think in the first interview that I gave, I clearly remember I had few behavioral points that was given to me. I kind of jotted it down. It overall improved my personality in the next few rounds. And in the last round, I was given a go ahead that everything's fine. Just focus on your whatever you've written. And I think I was very confident. So giving so many interviews makes you confident as well. It's not about just practicing and getting the questions list. It's about getting yourself used to those kind of questions and getting yourself used to the confidence that you need to have while you're speaking to the interviewers. So yes, it just helped me really. I think I can recommend it to everyone that comes to me for such help. Yes.
Thank you so much. And so if you could also elaborate what kind of people, because you mentioned you interacted with different set of people. So who were these people, their background, and how did their background in ISB helped you or helped them assess your profile better?
Yeah, so my profile was around IT space, right? So I exactly not remember the exact designation that they have, but I remember my last round was with a person who was a senior product manager in a very renowned company. I may not remember the name. It was a very long time back, but yes. So that interaction was so good. Like, he had actually asked the questions which were around my product tech space. So it's not about just I'm interested in product. It's about whether you understand it or not, or how serious you are about moving into it. There was also another career counseling round. So it was the round was around to understand whether the aim that you have post ISB is actually valid or not, and whether you're serious about it. I think that round also helped me kind of open up with a lot of questions. He had, I think, the interview asked me such deep questions about my interests that I started questioning those areas, and I read more about it. And the first round, that was just a gel up round, so it was very bad for me because I had lots of review points that I got, but I worked on each of them and tried to improve in the further rounds. That kind of helped me make me more, grow more confident about it. So I think these were the profiles. So there was one was already working in the product space, and the other was, I think all of them were ISB alums for sure, and another was, I think, he was associated with the ISB administration, but I'm not sure about the post that he was at. But yes, everyone was associated with ISB one way or the other. I think, yeah, most of them was associated, yes.
Right, it was a mix of ex-admissions officers and alumni.
Right, exactly.
And we're really glad it worked out. But
absolutely, it worked.
But great that you had good learning through the sessions. And thank you so much for being able to put together your entire experience through this short call. I'm sure it's very motivating to people who are going to apply.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
wish you have a great time during ISB, and also wish you the Dean's List. You have been academically bright, and I'm sure you'll do well there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
My
it was
pleasure.
lovely talking to you,
and thank you so much for taking our time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.